Welcome to battle number 7 of week number 4 of the FNF Victory Road Draft League Season 3. This battle is going to be pitting Drizzle Boy, which is Croatian Vanilluxe, versus Z-Quigs, which is I Like Corsola. The Mega Pokemon are Mega Gardevoir and Mega Sableye respectively, and then we have Z-Attack Scolipede, and then we have Z-Any, Gothitelle, Z-Attack, Lucario respectively. So this is going to be pretty interesting battle. I say that about all the battles, but I believe it to be true. I do think that Mega Sableye, if Gardevoir goes down, is going to be a big trouble for Drizzle Boy. So he's going to need Gardevoir to stay intact. Lucario definitely looks good for Z-Quigs, but it depends on what set it's bringing, because Gliscor could come in and wall it. It does look like Drizzle Boy is going to be going for more setup sweepers and wants to set hazards with Pharaoh Seed, but it's going to be a little bit tough being against Mega Sableye and setting up hazards. Z-Quigs has some defensive Pokemon, but does have a little bit of offense. Generally, I see him taking a little bit more of a defensive role in this match, and then Drizzle taking more of the offensive role. Z-Quigs has a lot of anti-sweeping opportunities, and I'm wondering how he's going to utilize those. So let's just jump in and see how, and we'll begin. So in terms of leads, I think we'll see Mega Gardevoir and Corsola. Alright, we begin. Gliscor is actually the first Pokemon to come out, and Scraby Yoda, the Sableye, is the Pokemon to come out for Z-Quigs. Gliscor not going to want to be burned, so Gardevoir actually switches in, and we have that Mega Evolution. There's the knockoff. It's going to hit decently hard, doing 64, taking Gardevoir down to 64%. Gardevoir now has the ability to go for that Hyper Voice. It's gonna hit anything that comes in hard. Mega Gardevoir looks like Drizzle's ace in this one. Nothing resists Hyper Voice. So, yeah, Z-Quigs is gonna have to pick something to sacrifice and take a lot of damage from this Hyper Voice. I think maybe Audino could come in, or maybe if Gothitelle is specially defensive, but yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Taking Hyper Voices from Mega Gardevoir is no easy task. I think Z-Quig's probably thinking really hard about who he wants to switch in. I really think Drizzle's going to be going for the Hyper Voice because it's a very low risk move in this scenario. It hits everything extremely hard, so very low risk and high reward in this scenario. Drizzle saying Benji predicted the nickname, or did he know all along? Which nickname? I don't think he referenced it in the chat. Oh, kind of reminds me of Square Yoda, yeah. Alright, so Corsola comes in, and actually a substitute goes up for Mega Gardevoir. Interesting decision. So we might see Calm Mind actually start to be set up here. But if that substitute gets broken, Lucario with Extreme Speed can be very potent versus Gardevoir. So Drizzle's going to have to choose whether he wants to try and set up and risk it. He actually goes for the Focus Blast. Focus Blast is not going to hit. There's a light screen set up by Corsola that's going to greatly help Z-Quigs in taking these moves from Mega Gardevoir. We don't know whether Light Screen is boosted by Light Clay yet. Focus Blast does have the capacity to miss, and it is very commonly referred to as Focus Miss. So the Focus Blast does hit this time, hitting Gothitelle. It's not going to do that much damage, especially boosted by that light screen. Gothitelle comes in. This is a good opportunity for Gothitelle to set up Calm Minds. Hyper Voice is still going to do quite a bit of damage, 30%. The Psychic is not going to break the substitute. And Gothitelle goes down to 46%. The Grass Knot's going to break the substitute. Gothitelle is now at 53%. Gardevoir at 39%. There's another substitute set up, and there's the Taunt from Gothitelle that's going to prevent Gardevoir from setting up. It is now at 15%, though. That Hyper Voice still doing big damage. The Grass Knot is not going to break that substitute. Light Screen up for 2 more turns, which does confirm Corsola had Light Clay. So Lucario comes in, and that Hyper Voice is going to do half to Lucario. But Lucario can get hit really hard by Gardevoir now. Lucario, whoa. Gardevoir is under the effects of Taunt, so it will be attacking next turn if it decides to stay in. Lucario is taking a big risk here, because Hyper Voice is... it can possibly take down Lucario. It did 50%. Gardevoir still has a substitute up. And in one turn, that light screen goes away. And Lucario also has access to Extreme Speed, which would be enough to take down Gardevoir if the substitute wasn't up. But with the light screen going away this turn, and the fact that Lucario could possibly go down, Gardevoir is looking very poised to do some big damage. Unless Sableye has Shadow Sneak, I don't see how Z-Quigs is able to respond to this Gardevoir. Maybe with Corsola. Lucario is vulnerable. I think this game could be contingent on a Hyper Voice roll. If Lucario could take down Gardevoir, it needs to survive a Hyper Voice. Will it, is the big question. So actually Corsola comes in, and there's that Hyper Voice hitting Corsola, doing 28%. Corsola does seem to be pretty bulky. I believe Corsola will probably set up another light screen. There's a Focus Blast. It connects this time, taking Corsola down. Gardevoir still behind a substitute. Score is now 6-5. Sometimes Focus Blast hits. The rare times it does, it does big damage. So guard still behind that substitute. If Audino could take out the substitute and Lucario comes in, maybe that is Zequig's ticket to take down Gardevoir, but it is going to be an uphill battle for that to occur because of that substitute and because of how hard Gardevoir hits and the fact that there are no resistances to Hyper Voice on Zequig's team. Zequig still picking his Pokemon, maybe doing some calcs to see what can survive. The big question is, what is Audino's final move? I think the substitute has already been hit by a Grass Knot from Gothitelle. So, what is Audino's final move? Because if it's knockoff or any kind of attacking move, that might be enough to take down the substitute, get Lucario in to do an extreme speed, and then finally take down Gardevoir, although there's still quite a few Pokemon that needs to be taken care of. But Sableye is still alive. If Gardevoir goes down before Sableye is taken down, this is going to be an uphill climb for Drizzleboy. Gardevoir is the one thing he needs to face Sableye. So Me IR, the Tangela. Me IR Part 2, the Tangela comes out. Hyper Voice is going to take it down to 8%, and that Giga Drain destroys the substitute. This is Zequig's chance to go for extreme speed on Lucario. He will need to sack one of his Pokemon, either Tangela, Gothitelle, or Audino, I think. But Lucario can still come in and take this with a priority move. Of course, that depends on Drizzleboy leaving Gardevoir in versus Lucario, which I'm not sure he'd be willing to do. Both Pokemon at low HP. I think that Gardevoir still goes for Hyper Voice because it takes down pretty much anything that Z-Quigs can throw in. Z-Quigs is in a position where he's probably going to have to sack one more thing before Gardevoir can go down. So Sableye actually comes in, and there's a Hyper Voice, taking Sableye out in one shot. I wonder why he decided to give up Sableye. So Lucario comes in at 50%, and in comes Ferroseed to take that Extreme Speed or Bullet Punch. The Bullet Punch is going to deal damage from those Iron Barbs, but now Lucario has room to go for the close combat. That's going to take out most things except Gliscor. We might see the double switch actually into Gliscor so that Lucario isn't able to break through. Score is now 6-4. Now that Sableye is down, Ferroseed also has the opportunity to set up a little bit easier spikes and Stealth Rock, although at this point I don't think that's very much necessary. So there's the close combat. It's going to take Ferroseed down to 16%. Lucario gets hit, and there's a Leech Seed on Lucario, letting Ferroseed go up a little bit, but one more close combat will be enough to take it down. Lucario is very compromised. One more hit on this Ferroseed will take it out, so I do think we'll probably see a switch into Tangela. Ferroseed is down to 28% now. Tangela does have access to Regenerator, which will help versus a majority of the Pokemon on Drizzle's team, which once Gardevoir goes down, Tangela's going to have an easier time, but Scolipede is a big threat to Tangela, as it's rather passive. Maybe if Tangela has Sleep Powder and Leech Seed, it could kind of stall out a little bit, but it's going to be a tough one for Tangela. Lucario is seated at low HP. Ferroseed at 28. Ferroseed could also go for the Protect, but I think it's likely that we see a switch happen from Z-Quigs. Tangela comes in, and in comes Scolipede. Scolipede could of course threaten Tangela, but Tangela is a defensive Titan. Audino comes out, Audinebro. There's a Swords Dance on Scolipede, along with his Speed Boost. Scolipede is now set up and ready to try and end this. What can Audino do to retaliate? And we see the Z move. It's a Savage Spin Out that's going to take out Audino, and the score is now 6-3 with Scolipede boosted in attack and speed. So looks like this might be the end. Lucario comes in to try and get that Bullet Punch. Probably not going to be able to take down Scolipede, but it'll do at least some damage. Lucario and Gothitelle both at low HP. Scolipede is looking extremely threatening here. There's a Bullet Punch, it's a critical hit, it does 42, but the Earthquake takes down Lucario and the score is now 6-2. In comes Tangela. It has regenerated some HP, it's now at 80%. The Mega Horn misses. Will Tangela use Sleep Powder? No, Tangela goes for the Giga Drain. Looks like it might only be a matter of time before Scolipede takes it down. If it had Sleep Powder, that could have been a defining turn, but down goes Tangela, and the score is now 6-1 with Gothitelle as the final Pokemon on Z-Quig's team. Gothitelle comes out at 39%. And the Earthquake takes down Gothitelle, and that is the match. Drizzle Boy and Croatian Vanilluxe win with a 6-0 over Z-Quigs and I Like Corsola. Yeah, I think Mega Sableye going down was a mistake. I think if it stayed alive, it could have Will-O-Wisped Scolipede, and then he would have had a really big, a really hard time dealing with Mega Sableye. I was curious to see if Gliscor had Fling to Toxic Mega Sableye. That would have been really interesting. I think he tried it in Season 2, but Sableye used Protect. So, yeah, really interesting match. And we have one more match coming up, so stay tuned for that one. Until then, this is Noel from Hypno Slumber Party, and I'll see you then.